Shalom, y'all about Shimi Al-Shah Barakatah, y'all Shamar Al-Thum about Shimi Al-Shah. This preaching officer of 500 Mathumya out of I.S.U.P.K. started 1 West on the 25th Street, Hall, New York, under command and during YAHANNA. We've been teaching the truth in the school since 1969 that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites, are the real Jews of the Bible, are God's chosen people. You know what I mean? We've been going all over the planet. Teaching the truth about this Bible, man. You know what I mean? And that's something that we need in this earth today. You know what I mean? Especially within our communities, because we lack all the morals, all the you know what I mean, all the fruits that the Bible has to offer within our neighborhoods, within our communities. You understand? I'm gonna read a scripture real quick. I'm gonna jump right into it. Man. Jump right into it. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God. Now, what's the book? The Bible. The Bible in its entirety, you know what I'm saying, is the commandments of God. You know what I mean? Now this, we have it in all our homes. We have the Bible in everybody's house in the black community, especially your mother's or your grandmother's house. You know what I mean? We have these Bibles in there, you know what I mean? And people go to church all the time, and the church is filled with Bibles, you know what I mean, every Sunday. You know what I mean? 7 days a week. But when you go in there and you try to read from the Bible, there's no understanding. You go in there and you try to read from the Bible and read in certain parts, you know what I'm saying? You think that it's time to sing and dance. You think it's time to you know, have a good time in the whatever you think is a good time in the church. But meanwhile, your preacher, your pastor, you know what I mean, you know, your prayer partner or whatever does not know a damn thing about the Bible. The Bible is what it says right here. I'm gonna start again from the top. This is the book of the commandments of God, of the Most High. You know what I mean? This is the book of the commandments of God. And the commandments, what are the commandments? What are the commandments of God? You know what I mean? I'm going to read on. And the law that endureth forever. The law that endureth forever. The law is the law that we followed in the Old Testament. The law that Moses gave to us, that he got from the Most High in the Old Testament, that he gave to us. You know what I mean? And some of them laws is not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, not to be an adulterer or adulteress. You understand? Like, don't be our daughters can't be whores in this place, sons can't be sodomites. You know what I mean? All those things right there is, you know what I mean, is gonna be, you know, is vital for our upbringing in this hell we get until we get out of here. Because, you know, the longer we, you know, forsake these things, we're going to continue to be in this hell. I'm going to read some more. This is going into the topic a little bit. It's going into the topic. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. You know what I mean? All they that keep it shall come to life. And that's those who want to come into the truth, come into the I.S.U.P.K, come into the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge and change their life for the better. You know what I mean? Change their life from what they used to do in the past. They might have been, you know what I mean, might have been a weed head in the past, and they come into the school and they can't stand the stench of weed after a while because they do what they have to do to change and to become a brand new person and have a whole transformation from what they was in the past to what they are, what they could be presently. I'm gonna read some more. But such as leave it shall die. Now, you know what I mean, brothers that come in or sisters that come in and then leave, you know what I mean, that leave the truth. You know what I mean? That's like, you know what I mean, a dog licking up his own vomit. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, once you find out the knowledge of the truth, you find out who you are, you find out that you God's chosen people, you find out that you come from a royal bloodline. You know what I mean? A royal bloodline coming from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all black men, all, you know what I mean, coming from, you know, the progenitors of the black and brown race of people, which are the Israelites. All right. Now, excuse me. Once you find all that out and you come up in here and you learn all the things you have to do, how to maneuver in this hellhole called America, and then you turn around on the brotherhood, you turn around and leave because of some feelings or whatever you feel in your heart that the brotherhood might be off in whatever way, without bringing the brother to the side and talk, and you know what I mean, telling him his transgression, you know what I mean, going to him and him alone. Instead of doing what Christ told you to do and doing that, you take it upon yourself and leave because you feel like it's something wrong with the school. It's something wrong with what's going on in here. You know what I mean? Once you do that, it says, but such as leave it shall die. You know what I mean? Not just die physically, die spiritually. You know what I mean? You come up in here, you so, you know, after a while, you know what I mean, you're so spiritually strong. Everything about you change. Your peoples in the world don't even recognize you no more. Your peoples in the world don't even know, they can't even tell you apart from your former self, who you let perish. You know what I mean? You shed yourself of that old person and became a brand new person. You end up leaving, and now you go right back to smoking weed, smoking everything, putting your mouth on every little peak, whatever you put in your mouth to get high. You know what I mean? You go ahead and do all those things. You return back to alcoholism, and you return to being a terrible father, a terrible husband, whatever you was doing in the past. You know what I mean? You gonna go right back to it. And the scriptures say once you do that, once you you know what I mean, once you shed yourself of demons, and you leave, you know what I mean, you leave in the truth, which means you giving into that demon. And once you give into that demon that caused you to leave the truth, 7 more demons come upon you, stronger than that one that you had before. So what that mean? You come up in here, you know what I mean, you come up in here and you strong as ever, you shed yourself, you know what I mean, and then you turn and then you show your colors, let your colors fly, you leave, and now you in the homosexuality now you in the dancing like a female online on social media now you in all different types of disgusting things, you know what I'm saying, when you could have just held strong and you could have stayed strong and held on to your sword while you was here, and you could have brought brothers to the side. You could have done things to make sure you never move off your square to, you know, leave this body and leave your square to stay in this truth. You know what I mean? Letting your colors fly. Now I'm gonna read. Now I'm gonna go to real quick. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna go to Revelations real quick. So now I say that to say it's important that you know when you come up in here, you don't let anything move you from staying in this truth, staying in here doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? If you need help, you know what I mean, that's what the brothers here for. You don't got to fight battles alone. We all going through it, you know what I mean, together. You know what I mean? Sisters as well. You know what I'm saying? They already know. So now, you know what I mean? Now everything is going to get you to come out of this truth. Now it's important to stay strong in it right now, because everything is going to try to get you out of this truth right now. Being the times that we're in, right now is biblical, is prophecy. Prophecy is, you know, I mean, the prophecies are coming to pass right before everybody's eyes, and nobody even can tell. Nobody gives a damn either. You know what I mean? They hear us all the time. Y'all see us on the street corners. You see us, prophesying America is going to be destroyed. You see us prophesying how this place is going to be burnt down to the ground. You understand? And nobody seems to care. But we see these things coming to pass right now. We see the birthing pains, for Christ's return, like it speaks of in the book of Revelation. Metaphorical for the the second coming of Christ. All right. So now that living in the times that we're in now, man, you got to understand that this is the time now to not fall weak. Don't fall weak in this truth. Before I read the scripture I was about to read just now, what I was just saying goes along with this one, Romans 13:11. All right, so I'm gonna read this first. It's the book of Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Now, right now is the time to wake out of sleep. Right now is the time to make sure you're stronger than ever coming up in this truth. To make sure that that nothing comes in your way, to make sure, to pose a threat of you potentially leaving the truth. The scriptures say, if your eye offend thee, pluck it out. Paraphrasing a little bit. That's what Christ said. That means if anything is in your way, cut it off. If anything's in your way from coming in the truth, separate yourself from it. Separate yourself from it. Don't gravitate towards it. It's better that you separate yourself from that situation or people or whatever it is, or whether it be drug use. It's better you separate yourself from that. So you can stay strong in what you're doing here in the truth. Or even brothers that's outside the truth. You see us online. And you like, man, I'm thinking about coming in, but I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Is the truth, the truth is you gotta, whatever is stopping you, I'm laying down frank right now. Like whatever is stopping you or slowing you down, you gotta, you gotta brush that off to the side, whether it be your homies, whether it be your homeboys in the world, that be like, well, yeah, I seen them, man. I seen what they talking about. You mess with what they talking about, you like what they saying. And you be like, well, shoot, I think some of the things they say is right. And then they try to play you for it. I'm telling you right now, that's something that's a sign for you to separate yourself from them and come closer and gravitate closer to the truth. Gravitate closer to the UPK. And even if you have questions, even if you questioning some of the things we say, that's why you come in here and ask questions so you can get your questions answered. Ain't no question that you're going to have that's not going to get answered. You got to come in here and ask questions, challenges, and see if we the truth or not. You understand? This is not the time now to be playing. This is not the time to be, lackadaisical about coming up in here. This is not the time for that. We had a lot of time to play and a lot of time to lollygag, a whole lot of time to, to just be dragging our feet. Now is not the time. We see all the things that's going on in this place. We see the hell that's coming down on Iran. We see they damn near trying to try to get rid of the Palestinians. You understand? That's a damn ghost town, a damn no man's land, basically now over there in Palestine. That's what the Lord said was going to happen over there. That's prophecy, and nobody is even taking heed. We're going to break down some more. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Our salvation now is like coming quick, is arriving real quickly, real swift. These things are happening, and this should tell us now is the time to come in the truth and to not be sleep. Now is the time to not be weak. You know what I mean? Now is the time to be stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? So all right, so I'm gonna go back to where I was about to grab. It's in Revelations 5 and 10. Okay. Yeah, so now is the time to be strong. Now is not the time to be weak. Now is the time to really get in this truth in the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge. Because the truth dwells here. You know what I mean? This is the home of the truth. And the Most High dwells in this school. The Most High dwells here. This is where you find out the truth of, you know, everything you ever imagined. You understand? Now I'm gonna read this scripture right here. Because this is the prophecy right here. And this is another prophecy that's going to come to pass. All right. Revelations 5 and 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Right now, you know what I'm saying? We're not this right now because we're in the time of, you know what I mean, us still waking up. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters is still getting high. Brothers and sisters out there, meaning black people, Hispanic people, you know what I mean, Native American Indian people are still out there getting high. Still out there falling to the lasciviousness of our oppressors. What our oppressors put on us, what our oppressors push on us, our people are still out there falling victim to it. Our people still out there enjoying the evilness, you know what I mean, the wickedness and the iniquities of this place of America, of what we call America, the hellhole we in captivity under right now. We're still enjoying all the evil and the wicked that this world has to offer. When the Most High does not give a damn about this world, He doesn't care about this world. This world is going to leave. This world is going to fall. You know what I mean? Fall. This world right here is not going to stand forever. It ain't never been a kingdom. Ain't never been a kingdom that been risen up by man, so like it that been risen up and haven't fell. Ancient Egypt was the most powerful nation, was the most powerful empire at that time, ever, basically. You understand? And we were in captivity under them. The Most High wiped all of them out. They wiped them all out, and the ancient Egyptians, their bodies are still at the surface, at the damn bottom of the Red Sea today. You understand, with all their chariots and all that, because of the mighty and great power of the Most High God. You understand, due to Him wanting to snatch us from the Egyptians, and He did just that. All right. So yeah, it says so. Yeah, and it says, and has made us unto our God kings and priests. Kings and priests. You understand? We're going to be in the future kings and priests. The brothers and sisters that come up into the school in I.S.U.P.K, you know what I mean, are going to be given crowns. And the people that, not just the brothers and sisters that's in here, but the brothers and sisters that hold strong, that stay strong, and you know what I mean, hold fast, you know what I mean, and don't move off their square. Stand their ground in this work. Stand their ground in this body. You understand? And do what they're supposed to do in this body. And don't leave. And don't show their colors. The very same brothers are going to receive crowns. Crowns from our King Christ. Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying, which his name in the Hebrew is Yahawashi Mashiach. Everybody knows him as Jesus Christ here in this place, you know what I'm saying? But his real name is Yahawashi Mashiach in the Hebrew. All right. So he's going to give us crowns at the end of this, you know what I mean? And we're going to be kings and priests under him. You know what I mean? For those that, you know what I mean, his saints, for the Most High saints, meaning those that changed their life from the sin that they was doing in the world, that they was enjoying in the world, to, you know what I mean, choosing to, you know what I mean, live a righteous lifestyle. Choose not to worship a stupid rock and like they do in Islam. You understand? Think, you know what I mean? Those one of the many examples. All right. So, but that won't happen until certain things come to pass. Till we start, you know what I mean? Till we, you know, turn a new leaf as a nation. You understand? And other things too, like these wars that's happening, these wars that's taking place. I'm gonna let me see, man. I'm gonna read real quick. Matthew 24 and 24 and 2. And Yahushua said unto them, so he's speaking to his disciples right now. Christ is our king is speaking to the disciples, and because they asked him, basically they was let me just read it. I'll go up a verse. Verse 20, verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. So, you know what I mean? The disciples is basically like, you know what I mean, coming from you know what I mean, they showing him the temples and everything like that. Christ is like, man, I'm gonna read it real quick. Verse 2. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So all the thrones, all the buildings and everything like that, they saying, man, Christ saying all these buildings are going to be thrown down. Going to be thrown down. You understand? So I'm going to go down some more. I'll just read the third verse. And as he sat upon the mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world. So they want to know when the end of the world will be. They want to know when Christ's second coming will be, what the signs of it will be. All right. Read on verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Like many of y'all in the Christian church, many of y'all in the fake Israelite groups. You understand? Read on some more. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. I mean, that's all we're hearing about right now in overseas. You understand? In Iran, Pakistan, Ukraine, Russia. That's all we're seeing right now. All right. So it says for verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. You know what I mean? This is what's going to happen. Nation against nation. We seeing Pakistan against India. We seeing Ukraine against Russia. We seeing Iran and Israel going at it. The pause for right now. It's going to resume back. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? America threatened to put tariffs, 100% tariffs. Donald Trump threatened to put 100% tariffs on Russia if they don't stop, if they don't make a peace treaty with Ukraine, which is going to cause more and more and more. That's basically bringing Russia in, bringing Magog and Magog and Ugog in. Back into this fight, like it's been prophesied. I might be butchering a little bit, but like bringing Russia back into this fight, bringing it back into that cold war era. Bringing that spirit back into them, where they just about war now, war and war and war. Now, let me see. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna go to maybe I could read some more. Let me see. Verse 8. All of these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it on that. So let me go grab. I'm gonna grab Joel. Book of Joel, chapter 2. Bear with me for a second, Israel. I'm trying to grab a little scripture. Chapter 2, verse 28. Verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Now right here, man, the Most High is talking about, pouring out His Spirit into to the nation of Israel. When it says all flesh, obviously it's not talking about everybody, because it says in the Old Testament that His covenant is going to be with Israel. It's going to be with Judah and Israel. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make a new covenant with Judah and Israel, even. You know what I'm saying? That he had an old covenant with us, and that we broke that covenant, and He's making a new covenant with us. You know what I mean? With Judah and Israel, meaning all the 12 tribes of Israel. So that means that also, so that means right here that it's not talking about all flesh, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read some more. That I will select. Oh yeah, so that's what it means right there, pouring out His flesh. So He's pouring out, pouring out His spirit, pouring out His spirit amongst the young men of Israel, the old men of Israel in the last days. You understand? Where we're gonna see visions and things like that. Verse 29, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that today. Verse 31, the sun shall be turned into darkness. The sun's going to be turned into darkness. Now, what does that mean? The sun, meaning there's going to be no morality in the earth. You know what I mean? It's not going to be no wisdom. That's so no morality in the earth. You know what I mean? It's going to be just dark. Everybody's moral is going to be thrown in the trash. Meaning, you know what I mean? It's going to be hell. It's going to be more, you think it's rough now. It's going to be worse than it is now. We got it pretty rough right now. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be bad. Talking about just terrible. You know what I mean? That's what that means is black man, black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, You got to get in the truth. You got to get in I.S.U.P.K. It's time to get in here right now, because what awaits us, is utter hell. Utter destruction. You know what I'm saying? That's what they plans are right now. They plans is to utterly waste us. And they doing it right now. Hell, with us trying to, they trying to take us. They trying to abduct us and bring us over to alligator Alcatraz. You understand? Have our brothers and sisters out there be flesh for the alligators to eat. You understand? This is not what we need to be trusting in either. We can't be trusting in America, because trusting in America is going to get you nowhere. It's going to get you nowhere. There's no wisdom in this place, man. And what it says right here, where the sun shall turn dark. Let me get the exact thing it said real quick. It said, the sun shall be turned into darkness. There's going to be no morals here on this earth. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. All right, just think about that. We see a little bit of it now with the transgender community with the LGBTQ community, so like, and how they trying to normalize. I think Trump trying to get rid of it now, but like how they was normalizing them LGBTQ men stripping in front of toddlers, stripping in front of babies. You understand? A whole bunch of child abuse and ranks here in America. You know what I'm saying? Where they do God knows what to these children and all these different child abuse groups around the country, around the planet. This is going to be hell on earth. We in hell on earth right now, but it's going to turn up. All right, so let me get some more. And the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna be no wisdom left here on this earth. Ain't gonna be no wisdom. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be looking for us. You know what I mean? There's gonna be people looking for us out there in the world, looking for that Israelite school universal practical knowledge, and they're not gonna be able to find us. They're not gonna be able to find us. You understand? They're gonna be searching out some wisdom then. They ain't gonna be able to find it. Verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall be on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. I know the Christians out there, that sounds amazing. That sounds splendid. That sounds like everything to them right there, because it says, it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. The one thing, if you keep reading on, it says, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. It's talking about the Israelites. Mount is talking about Mount Zion, which is talking about Israel, and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance. It's the lost 12 tribes. All right. As the Lord hath said, and in remnant whom the Lord shall call. All right. So I'm going to the next chapter. Let's just start off with verse 2. All right. So this is Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is basically the Middle East. It's all the Middle East over there. You know what I mean? Not just what they call Israel today, but the whole Middle East, Iraq, Iran, You know what I mean? That whole area, Afghanistan, that whole area, basically, right? All nations are going to get drawn down into that battle in the valley of decision. The valley of decision. That's what the valley of Jehoshaphat means. The valley of decision, and meaning the valley of decision is talking about where the Lord decides He's going to destroy all these nations. He's going to destroy all of them in that area over there. All right, I'm gonna read some more. So just so people clear, all nations gonna be there, right? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They parted the Most High's land. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just saying before, what y'all think is Israel now is not really all of Israel. In actuality, like I was just saying, Afghanistan is Israel. Parts of is a part of Israel. In the biblical tense of for the whole thing, in the biblically, that land over there in Afghanistan, some of that is Israel. Iraq, some of that is Israel. You know what I'm saying? They parted the Most High's land up. They parted His land. You know what I'm saying? They parted His land and made it their own. You know what I mean? Made it some of their own land. Let's get some more. That's, you know what I mean, simple enough. All right, so skip down. And they have cast lots for my people. They basically made game. They made fun out of, you know what I mean, selling us. You understand? You know what I mean, it was a plaything for them. You know what I mean? They had a ball, you know what I mean, selling us off to different other heathens, you know what I'm saying? To different nations. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. That's exactly what they did, you know what I mean? I'm gonna skip down. I'm gonna skip down to skip down. Skip down to verse 12. I'm gonna go up to verse 11. Go up to verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. The Lord wants all these, you know what I mean, heathen to come into this battle. You know what I mean? The Russians, China. They're gonna get into this war. North Korea is gonna get into this war with South Korea. All these nations are going to come into this battle, to this great big final battle. All right, I'm gonna read on verse 12. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. The Most High gonna judge all the heathen round about. He gonna, you know what I mean, destroy them in that land. He gonna destroy them there. Verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow. Their wickedness is great. You know what I mean? Metaphorically, you know what I'm saying? Speaking about their wickedness, you know what I mean? Their wickedness is rising up into the heavens. You know what I mean? Their wickedness is becoming very great. And the Most High wants to do something about it. Verse 14. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall, like I was just saying before, you know what I mean? No wisdom left on the planet. No wisdom. Y'all gonna be, there's gonna be people out there looking for the Most High, looking for the priests and prophets of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K, because we've been teaching for so long Y'all gonna know we've been there. That's why it's so important that we out there right now teaching what we teaching now. It's so important that we out there looking crazy to the average brother and sister out there, or to the average devil, whoever. You know what I mean? Because we out there prophesying, we out there saying, black man, Hispanic man, get out of this world, get out of this country. So like, get out of this mindset of America, the mindset of this devil that's over us right now, the mindset of this slave master that we under right now. You gotta get out of that slave mentality, because you know what I'm saying. If we do that, we'll be strong. You know what I mean? Separate yourself from these devils, man. They hate you. They don't love you. You know what I mean? Raise up your children right. You know what I mean? Stop being a whore. Stop being sodomites. Raise up your family strong. You know what I mean? This is what we prophesying to brothers and sisters out there. This is what we're doing right now. And we look crazy out of our damn mind to the average brother and sister out there. We look like we out our senses. You know what I'm saying? We lost our minds somewhere. But y'all gonna know what we said is right in this day. In these times right here, y'all gonna know them brothers, where are they at? Them crazy niggas that was out there saying what they was saying. That told me to stop smoking weed. That told me to stop you know what I mean, put the blunt down. That told me to do all these things. Where are they at? And you're not gonna be able to find it. It says the sun and the moon shall be darkened. I'm gonna read some more. And the stars shall withdraw their shining. You know what I'm saying? The stars, meaning what? The actual gas balls in outer space? No, it's not speaking about that. It's speaking about the star, like it's metaphorical for your superstars today in America. Your superstars, you know what I mean? Or you know what I mean, the people that's in high seats. You know what I mean? They're all gonna be crashing down. They all gonna come down. They're not gonna have no shining. You know what I mean? Even our black leaders, you know what I'm saying? They look like they have so much wisdom. They are black Hispanic leaders. They seem like they have so much wisdom. They have all the wisdom in the world, but you know what I mean? In this time right here, this is what matters. Not what they saying, not what they talking about, not what Al Sharpton is speaking about, not what your Christian preacher is talking about, not what none of them are talking about. Right here is saying, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. This is what matters right here. Everything that was, you know, I mean, prophesied in this book came to pass, or is coming to pass now, or will come to pass in the future. You know what I'm saying? If it said in the scriptures, if it said in the book of Deuteronomy that we're gonna be in slavery because of our transgression against the Most High, talking about the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and it happened, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna happen as well. Man, it said, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Black leaders, you know what I mean, they seem wise to you now. They're going to lose their shine. They're not going to be shining so bright. They're going to look stupid in the moment. They're going to look stupid and vulnerable and dumb, and the Lord going to get rid of them too. All right. Let me get some more. Go down. I'm going to skip down to verse. Okay. Boom. Verse 20. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. You know what I mean? After the Lord destroys these nations, they're gonna you know what I mean, we're gonna rule over them forever and ever. Like we said like we grabbed early in the book of Revelations, 5th chapter, 10th verse, where it says we're gonna be kings and priests. Kings and priests, we're gonna be ruling over these nations. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do to them what they you know what I mean, we're gonna do to them what they did to us and double. You know what I mean? And that's biblical. I'm gonna get it right now. I mean, let me get it right now. Bear with me a second. Okay. Oh, I might have read it last week. Grab it real quick. But in the meantime, let's see. Yeah, yeah, man. Because we gotta understand. We gotta understand. Right now is the time. Right now. Well, for time's sake, I'm gonna just say, you know what I mean, for you know what I mean, they for what they did to us, you know what I mean, they're gonna have like double the portion of what they gave to us. So they had gave us what 400 plus years of slavery, 400 years approximately. They're gonna get 1,000 years, 1,000 years of slavery, and that means that doesn't mean literally 1,000 years. That just means they're gonna be in slavery for a long period of time. They're gonna have to, you know, what I mean, they're gonna have to do out, you know, what I mean, go through their slavery for that long, you know what I mean, because they have to double their portion. We gotta give them double what they gave us. You know what I'm saying, and even more, add a little more onto that. You know what I'm saying? They touch the children of the Most High, they gonna have to, you know what I mean, receive the punishment for it. That's their punishment. They tormented us. They tormented us. They put our kids in cages and all that. They put our babies, you know what I mean, in cages when they got abducted by ICE, and they treated us inhumanely. They get double the portion. They get double that. You know what I'm saying? They whipped our skins off our backs, you know what I'm saying, bloody. You know what I mean? They lit us on fire and lit us on fire for sport. They hunted us down. That's where the police come from. Police come from slave catching. You understand that? That's what they did. They unalived us while they was doing that at the, you know what I mean, in that time period of slave catching. You know what I'm saying? They did all these things to us, man. They get double. The Jim Crow era, where they did all manners of evil against us for nothing, for fun, basically at that time, and they still do it today for fun. You know what I'm saying? They get double that. His life is going to be hell in this earth because of what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he did. Because the life he chose to live in this place. The life that the white man has chose to live on this earth. Because of what he did, man. Because of what he did and the life that he lived. You know what I mean? This is going to be his life. This is what his life going to be. So yeah, I'm gonna get Salaki. So meet me at Micah 2 and 10. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. This place here can never be our rest. A place where they had our forefathers in slavery. A place where, you know what I mean, like I just ran the list all the way down. I ran it all the way down, you know what I'm saying? Jim Crow, the slave catcher, you know what I mean, passing laws to ridiculous laws against our women because their hair looked so beautiful and everything like that, and it made them feel like it made they woman feel oppressor's woman, the oppressor's daughter, the slave master's daughter feel like our woman was better than theirs. So they passed ridiculous laws to make sure our women cover their head up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, for making them jealous. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? This place is polluted. This place is polluted with all types of all manner of LGBTQP activities, all manner of evil and wickedness here in this place, man. And This is not our rest. This is not our rest. It can never be our rest. All right. Let's get some more. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This place is going to destroy us with a sword destruction. A sword destruction. You know what I mean? You go and indulge in that LGBTQP lifestyle, you're going to burn in it. You're going to burn in it. You know what I mean? The Lord going to punish you in it, and he's going to burn you in it. You know what I mean? You want to go sleep. You a man and you want to sleep with another man. The Lord going to burn you in it. He going to have you. He going to punish you in that. Because the Lord said there shall be no whores nor sodomites in the nation of Israel. Let me grab it real quick because I'm butchering it. Let me grab it. I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 23 and 17, I want to say. Yeah. The book of Deuteronomy 23 and 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So if you want to do any of those things, the Lord is going to destroy you in that wickedness that you're doing. He's going to destroy you in it. He's not going to be with you. Think the Lord is with that? The Lord is not with two men getting together. Two men getting together and thinking they doing something righteous. You know what I mean? Just because the so-called slave man, the so-called oppressor, the so-called white man gives you a damn trinket, a pass to get marriage licenses here in America. The Lord, we should listen to the Most High rather than man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord knows better than that. He gonna destroy you in that wickedness. And for sisters out there indulging in, you know what I mean, you a sister sleeping with another sister, the Lord is not with that. You know what I mean? I hear it's a, you know how much, you know how much, you know what I mean, them lesbian relationships have, you know, how bad the domestic violence and the lesbian relationships are. It's terrible. You know what I mean? They go full blows with each other. You know what I'm saying? You think, you know what I mean, the men and women is bad, you know what I'm saying? The lesbian relationships is bad. It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? They go, you know what I mean, stand toe to toe, blow for blow, you know what I mean, in them lesbian relationships. Because it's evil. It's not meant to be. You know what I mean? The black man, you meant for that black, Hispanic, Native American woman. You know what I mean? Black, Hispanic, Native American woman, you meant for that black, Hispanic, Native American man. You got to stick together. You can't, you know what I mean, think you know it all and think you know your body and you know what I mean, you think you got it all figured out and you think you could you cool to lay down with another man. That's not right. This place right here is polluted. This place is polluted. It says polluted with a sword destruction. This place is polluted with a sword destruction, meaning we got to get out of this place. We got to get out of this place. And does that mean do like them fake Israelites, them stupid fake Israelites that, you know what I mean, broke off and went to make their own goddamn religion, and they went, you know what I mean, took it upon themselves to go overseas. And they dumbass is, so I get for the language, and now they dumb self is getting caught up in the wars and now overseas. When you wasn't to go overseas, you was to stay, you wasn't to leave. You know what I'm saying? When it says for you to, when it means to separate yourself and to leave America, it's talking about spiritual. You got to spiritually separate yourself from this place. Meaning, I'm not gonna eat no, you know what I mean, pork chops no more. It's 2025 and brothers and sisters out there still eating pork chops. I don't understand. Pork ribs, you know what I'm saying, eating all manners of wickedness, you know what I'm saying, shrimp, crab, and lobster, all that garbage, you know what I mean, eating all them seafood boils. People don't even like touching them seafood boils with their bare hands, you know what I mean, but you want to consume the seafood boil though, but you don't want to touch it with your own hands though. What's the knowledge in that? What you protecting it from? but you want to, you know what I mean, expose your insides to that nastiness you don't even want to touch with your bare hands. The Most High does not want us to do all these things: shrimp, crab, pork, and lobsters, seafood, like shellfish, you know what I mean, mussels, and clams, and all that garbage. You understand? There was a brother that just got unalived, I think, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. You know what I mean? That just perished from eating some clams. You know what I'm saying? The Lord does not want you eating that stuff. But here we are in America. We still in America. We love the ways of America. We want to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster and keep dying because of it. And keep dying because of it. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep celebrating 4th of July. 4th of July, Memorial Day. You know what I mean? And we die because of it. We continue to have bodies piling up because of it. I'm gonna do a video about it after this class over. I'm gonna do a video and post it up about it. You know what I'm saying? Because recently in Trend, some nonsense happened out here too because of it. Like, we gotta separate ourselves from these things. We can't be indulging in the likeness of America. You know what I mean? What our oppressor wants us to do is be like him. Be a child abuser like him. Be, you know what I mean, a terrible man just like him. A terrible husband just like him. You know what I mean? He wants our daughters to be disgusting, stinking, dog smelling sluts and whores like their daughters are. You understand? This is what they want our daughters to be like. They want us to be like them. We cannot be like them. We have to separate ourselves from them, like the book of Leviticus 20 and 26 says. You know what I mean? The Lord separated us from all these other nations. You know what I mean? He separated us from these other nations for a reason. You know what I mean? And while World War III is going off, while we in these last days, you know what I'm saying? It's time for us to separate and to separate from them, first off. And for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to come together. To come together because we are one family. We are one family, believe it or not, and it's biblical. You know what I mean? The Most High wants us together. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell are you? Some stupid, dumb, you know what I mean? Some Negro out there don't want to get together with the Latinos because you have some stupid, you got something going on with you. It was a brother yesterday in in the show, in the Black Watch show last night with Commander YAHANNA, talking about how he, you know, not to ramble on. I'm about to wrap the class up. I'm gonna finish it on this. All right, it was a brother that you know what I mean, came in there and was talking in the comments, talking about how he, you know, has some type of gripe with the Latino tribes or whatever, right? And it's all about, you know what I mean, a bunch of nonsense. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. You know what I mean? It's about something meaningless, and you know what I mean. The more and more he commented, more and more he sound like a girl on there, just complaining and complaining. Just shut up and realize, you know what I mean, that we have one common enemy. We have one common enemy. We have one, you know what I mean. We live the same way. We live in the same hell. We get the same persecution. It only makes sense for us to come together. All right. So with that, man, I'm gonna end the class off with that. I'm gonna clip it right there. All right. So, you know what I mean, I'm prison officer 500 Mathumiad out of I.S.U.P.K. Started 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. We've been teaching the truth about the Bible since 1969. That Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are one family and are God's chosen people according to the Bible, and that we need to come together. You know what I mean, and separate from this place, from this hell called America. All right. So with that, man, I'm gonna clip the class right there. The water for everybody tuning in. Shalom.